Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Morning News.
Well, having it all, what women can do to make their work-life balance a little bit easier. 7:42, you're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning.
7:44, can you really have it all? Women have been asking that question for years as they try to juggle work and family and self. So how do you find that balance? Author and coach Tameika Devine is joining us this morning, and she has some tips for us. Good morning.
Good morning.
So first of all, when we say have it all, what does that even mean?
So what it means is actually what is all to you? What are your priorities? Because I think so many times we're looking at trying to live up to what other people want. So figuring out what that means for you and then how can you achieve it?
And because we're trying to figure it out, because part of the problem is if you don't have it figured out, not only are you just all over the place, but it can take a toll on your health.
Yes, new studies show that stress is actually one of the leading causes of heart disease. And so, we as women trying to balance it all, it causes a lot. And so I think there are a lot of tips that help us manage that stress and get us back to work-life integration.
Okay, so let's go through a couple of those tips. What would you say number one is?
So number one is really changing your mindset. I don't call it work-life balance anymore because that's unachievable.
Okay.
I call it work-life integration because, in today's world, we do so many different things. We wear so many different hats. So figuring out how do you find harmony and integrate the multiple levels of who you are and what you want to achieve.
But where do you even start to do that? I think that's what people are struggling with. I want to be, on my A game at work, but I want to come home and be a mom and be on my A game too. But there's so many demands pulling me. How do you begin to take that step that you're saying?
Well, so the first thing I think do is not compare yourself to other people.
Oh,
I'm like an author, I'm a coach, I'm an attorney. I have 3 kids, ages from 14 down to 2. So
I won't compare myself to you because that's a lot.
Exactly. And so what works for me might not work for you and other people. So understand that, you have, you can do it all. You can figure out what's important to you and just don't compare it to what other people are doing.
Okay. Another tip. I read something that you said maximize your time, which is what we're all looking to do. But how do you do that?
So you look at figuring out instead of multitasking, figure out how do you dedicate time to do some things. And then when you talk about maximizing time, instead of multitasking, find how you can overlap activities. So when my kids are at soccer, then I may work out, run around the soccer field. Okay. So I'm getting in my workout as well as being, cab driver for my kids.
All right, one final tip, reclaiming your life.
Reclaiming your life.
That's a big one.
It is. It's very big. But what it is understanding that you are the only person who can be you. And be happy with that. Be satisfied with that. Practice gratitude. Today might not work exactly like you want it to, but tomorrow's a new day and a new opportunity. So don't be bad on yourself. Just reclaim your life and reclaim your time and be happy and satisfied with who you are.
And just quickly, you mentioned being an author. You brought a book here with it. Think like a CEO, act like a mom.
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
Yes, definitely. Using the tips that CEOs do to actually run companies, run your life like that. And these are the great work-life integration tips.
That sounds like a good read. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to let you run off to your million things.